Wilmington cosplayers, thank you so much for joining me, Amber Heck, Sunblade Cosplay, for my quick skincare made easy tutorial. So the thing about skincare that seems daunting is that there are so many products that are out there and you're not quite sure what's going to work for you, and a lot of them are really expensive. And what you really have to think about is that everyone's skin is very different. Your body chemistry is completely different. So what's going to work for somebody else will not work for you. Or the whole routine that's in a specified product might not work for you as well. Like, for instance, I do the Korean glass routine, but I don't use every product because it tends to overwhelm my skin. So I stick to just a couple. I'm going to tell you throughout this video the steps that I use and kind of put in suggestions on things that you can do to add to that, and also some things that you can do to maybe decrease, or things about your diet and your hydration, because really what you put into your body affects your skin. It's the biggest organ in your body. And we tend to forget that. It's an organ and it serves a vital function. It purifies everything that you come in contact with that can be absorbed into your skin. I mean, even on a different scale, like for instance, if you're over 21 and you drink, your skin actually absorbs the alcohol before your stomach can digest it. So when you take a shot, the skin inside your mouth gets that immediate alcohol, and then that immediately dehydrates your skin. So when you drink, you tend to have more dehydrated skin, and that's why you look terrible the next day if you don't drink enough water. So, fun fact of the day. But there are a lot of things you can do, whether or not you drink, don't drink, have special dietary restrictions, that can make your skin be very flawless. So I tend to subscribe to the method that if you take care of your skin, you will have no problem with makeup. I don't like covering things up. I do have makeup on now, but my skin looks very similar to what it looks like with makeup. So I don't have to use a lot of makeup. It looks very natural. And later this month, I'll be doing a simple makeup tutorial for what I generally do on a day-to-day basis. But before we dive into everything, I'm just going to show you some of the products that we use. And if you have any questions as we go through, just feel free to stop me, interrupt me anytime. I'm happy to answer questions either in the chat or unmute yourself and say hello and ask a question. So if I'm wearing makeup, the first thing that I do is I use makeup remover. I really like the Clean It Zero because there's a lot of different types that you can use. I usually get the sample pack because it has 4 different types, the original, revitalizing, nourishing, and purifying. And they all have different ingredients. So they all take off your makeup, but some of them are more focused on soothing redness, and some are focused on just hydrating because you're feeling very dehydrated. After that, I use a standard cleanser. I'm a big fan of Yule. And it's actually made not by a skincare company, but by a medical center in South Korea that they work with skin conditions, different types of cancers, and they make this product to assist with the side effects. And they are non-scented, minimal ingredients, no dyes, and I tend to find that that works with my very sensitive combination skin. I don't use every product that they recommend because it doesn't work for me, and I've tried it, but that's the thing about skincare. You have to do a little bit of testing, and I'll also tell you where I buy that because it's very inexpensive, really wonderful, and works for all skincare types. You just have to play around with the different products. After that, I use the Yule toner. If you can't see anything, let me know, and I'll readjust. Then I do a serum, and then I do, the eye cream actually comes in this little tin, but they're individually packaged, which is very good, like if you travel. And typically I don't use the whole thing. I'll use maybe a third of it when I do my eyes, or just 1 pack a day if I want to use half of it and just do like a little bit in the morning and then like a lot more at night. Eye creams are hit or miss, so I don't tend to put a lot of emphasis on the eye creams. You don't need it But if you feel very self-conscious about dark shadows, then I would recommend using an eye cream and also like drinking a lot of water and maybe getting one of these magical doohickeys. So this is a quartz roller and it seems extremely silly because, you know, there's a lot of like crystals and silliness. But the thing is that if you put this in the freezer for a couple minutes before you do your skincare and you roll it over your skin in these types of motions, it actually cools the skin and it helps decrease on redness, and it can also help with your shadows. So these are just a couple different ways that you can use this. And it's very refreshing. I recommend doing this after the serum stage, but before the moisturizer. And these, you can get them for like $3 to $10. They're really inexpensive and they last a really long time. It doesn't have to be fancy or name brand. You can even get it from a Walgreens or just a local pharmacy. All right, and then I have a moisturizing cream. And the other thing I really want to emphasize is that you should wear sunblock every day. Every day. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if it's overcast. You can still get UV rays. And the thing that you have to think about with sunblock is you need to find a sunblock that has SPF and PA+, because that works with UVA and UVB rays. A lot of sunblocks that you find in pharmacies and grocery stores are just for SPF. They don't have the PA. So I really like this one. You can get that on Style Korean or iHerb. Those are two really good sites. And I typically go for Style Korean because they have really good deals, and I can typically get all of this for about $80, and it lasts me about 9 months. And that's with my fiance stealing some of my skincare stuff. So it really works out. This one is about like $18, not included in that sum, but it also lasts a really long time. Like I buy this like once a year. So $100 total for a year, which if you were to buy all of this at like Sephora or Ulta, you're looking at about $400 to $500 a year. The other thing I really want to emphasize is vitamins. So I take vitamins every day. I actually use Care of because it's really affordable and they send you little biodegradable packets so you can use it in your compost, and it's specialized for you. So you fill out a quiz about what you really want to get out of your vitamins. And they also, their pill capsules don't have gluten in them. And a lot of times people who take vitamins and find that they have stomach issues, it's because of what's in the casings. So gluten, milk, they don't have milk in them. The casings are actually made with soy. So it's very little discomfort. I used to find that when I took vitamins that I just bought at a pharmacy, they had milk, which I'm lactose intolerant, in the casings, and it would just make my stomach hurt so bad that I wouldn't take them. I also recommend biotin. I like the gummies, and these are also lactose-free, and I think they're vegan, actually. Nope, they're gluten-free and dairy-free, which, yeah. But I'm pretty sure they're vegan too. Yep. And it's for your hair, skin, and nails. I find that my hair and skin just do a lot better when I take a biotin gummy every day. So I actually haven't done my skincare for today, so I'm going to do it with you. You're welcome to follow along or watch the video afterwards. If you have any questions after you watch the video, feel free to send me a message or just post in the Facebook group and I will be on the lookout. Alrighty, any questions before we get into it?
I don't think so. Very excited.
Awesome. Okay, so the first thing I do is if you have a ring or jewelry, take it off because you don't want any of your products to make them dirty or anything that like, or you don't want them to get soaking wet. Like it's not worth it. So take them off. I also recommend putting on a headband. I like my cat ear headband. It actually came with my skincare, which is really fun, and a hair tie. So I'm just gonna tie this back really quick because my hair is really long and it gets really annoying to do skincare when you have hair on your face. So There's going to be a couple instances where I'm going to say we need to go wash our hands or I'm going to step away for a minute, but I actually have a bowl of water here to make this a little bit easier. So before we start, I say wash your hands. So I'm going to take a quick hand wash break. I'll see you in a couple seconds. Okay. Hands clean. You always want to start with clean hands because everything that goes on your hands, everything you touch, like it's going to have some kind of residue that will transfer right to your skin, the most sensitive parts of your face. And our wonderful Revel Riley discussed the importance of clean hands in our last little workshop about contact lenses. So if you're interested in seeing that workshop, we have the recording in the Facebook group. Okay, so clean at zero. It does not have to be pretty. You don't need a tool. I just use my fingers. It will look very messy. So I just take a good chunk of it, oops, drop some of it, always on video, right? And you just rub it all around, nice and gentle, because you want to pay close attention to the amount of pressure, but like if it feels too hard, it is too hard. That's the general rule of thumb. If it hurts, ease up. Because you want to focus on getting all of this makeup off if you have any underneath, like I typically do. That feels like it's pretty much all off. Skincare does not have to take a long time. It's actually quite nice. I'm gonna actually rinse my hands a little bit in that bowl of water. And then what I typically do, you can wash your face in the sink, but I tend to like to use a washcloth and I'll actually just like wipe it away and then rinse. It just is how I prefer. It tends to be less messy in the bathroom, but you can just use nice and warm water, not too hot, because you don't want to exacerbate your skin after, you know, putting product on it. And typically, like, what can happen is if you're in the shower and it's really, really hot, you'll notice your skin turns really red. It's because it's under a little bit of heat pressure. All right, so nice and clean, super easy, a little bit messy. I like this stuff. It doesn't make me look like a raccoon when I take it off, but I've definitely tried lots of products. I typically recommend a cream-based makeup remover. I don't like the oil ones, but if it works for you, then it works for you. And I'm not one to judge on that because everyone's skin is different, and mine has taken years of trying things to figure out what I like. So, the next step. So you always want to use a makeup remover. You don't want to use your face wash as a makeup remover because it's not going to get everything. And then I know that some people like to use the micro cloths to get makeup off. They don't work for me, but they might work for you. Alrighty. So with this one, I like to have just slightly damp skin just to make it easier. And if you're washing your face in the sink, try and like put the water upwards as you wash it. Don't like pull it downwards. So I actually need to put in a new order soon because I am almost out.
Why should you push upwards instead of pull downwards?
Okay, so if you think about how your skin will feel a lot of times when you do your makeup, it actually helps with tightening over the years. So if you are constantly pressing downwards, it's going to make your skin sag more when you're older. So when you want to think about this, yes, skincare is important on a day-to-day basis, but when you're 50, your skin is going to have like the after effects of whatever you've done for the last 50 years. So that's why you should always wear sunblock. And when you put on makeup, or well, not makeup, but when you do your like moisturizer, try and focus on more upward motions. And that helps your skin remember that like you want it tighter up here.
Very cool. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I tend to forget about that. Okay. Whoop. There we go. Make sure to get the eyebrows. I tend to leave the eyes for last just because I want to get everywhere else. There we go. Now this specific one is very like elastic, so it goes on very, very white, but it's very soothing and I really like it. Rinse my hands. I'm actually gonna get a fresh bowl of water really quick. Or actually, everybody saw my method anyway. Go to the sink, wipe off with your washcloth, or rinse upwards. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. So my skin is nice and clean, very fresh, a little bit pink from where I was taking it off, but this is totally fine. And you can actually see what my skin looks like post makeup. It's very similar, just like slightly less smooth and less finished, but the skin itself is extremely healthy. So what I always do next is I do toner. I rub it between my fingers.
And what does toner do?
Toner actually, it helps close your pores. So after you've used all of this warm water, um, your pores are way open because with the warmth, it opens them up and then it allows you to get all of the gunk that's been in them. So between the face wash and the makeup remover, you now have very wide open pores. If you don't use toner, then those pores stay open and anything that you come in contact with is going to go right into them, and that's how you get acne. So if you close them up, then you can do that. Typically, after I do toner, I like to do very, very light taps on my face, and this is to increase circulation. Because circulation is very good for your skin, and we tend to forget about it. But it's very, very light taps. All right, next up, serum. I like this bottle because it gives me the exact amount that I need. It is in a little dropper, and I just take the whole dropper full. Work around the neck. Don't forget about that important part of your face and skin. Do a little bit more tapping, and this is the part where I would say to use your quartz roller. If you just want to get rid of some of that puffiness, it always feels really nice. Don't put the quartz roller in the freezer for a really long time. You will regret it. Just a couple of minutes. And then always rinse your quartz roller off afterwards. So that way you don't have any buildup. You don't want anything that's on there. And it just helps to keep it very clean. Okay. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of eye cream. And like I said, this little packet, it comes with like a good amount. You're technically supposed to use the whole thing, but I find that I can't put that much on. Otherwise, I just look really like greasy. So I use just a little bit, and you want to use this finger, your ring finger, because it is the weakest finger on your hand. And you're not going to accidentally put too much pressure on your skin, which could damage it. It's very sensitive, more sensitive than you would think. So I just take a little bit at a time. I'm going to take some of that and some of that and just tap it on underneath with a couple little swipes until it's fully there. I'll put a little bit above my eyelid too, but not as much as I would put underneath it. And so it's all nice and blended. Any questions so far? Skincare is not that hard. It does not take that long. I'm taking a little bit longer than it would normally take me because I'm explaining. All right. And then the next step is moisturizer. So I typically recommend using like a little scooper to get your moisturizer out if it comes in a tub, because every time you put your hands into the tub, you're bringing in the potential to add bacteria to that tub, and you want it to be as clean as possible. I usually rinse off my scoop afterwards as well, but that's mitigated by the fact that you started with clean hands and you've been washing your face and you've been washing things off. You want to use fresh water. I usually get about this much. So just for some perspective. Just put that on my fingers. Set my little scoop to the side. And it will dry. Just tend to spread it out a little bit. Around your neck, because you want your neck to look good when you're older. And let that just sit and dry for a minute. I'm actually going to take my vitamins while we do this. My biotin. You have to watch me awkwardly swallow pills. My vitamins officially today say, nestled deep in the sunburned rocks of the Grand Canyon is Havasu Falls, a legendary swimming hole where water cascades 100 feet into a perfect 72-degree pool. If anybody wants a care of referral, I can get them a discount, so just let me know. Mm-hmm. I have a hard time swallowing pills, especially on video.
Well, it's cute swallowing pills, so you're good.
All right, so now that that's a little bit drier, just a little bit absorbed, you'll notice that like it came on really kind of heavy and my skin is still a little bit dehydrated from like my overnight, because when you sleep, you're not drinking water and your body is recovering. So, in that time, your skin gets very dehydrated because it's using the water in your body to help maintain your other vital organs. I'm actually gonna fix this a little bit. So, the first thing that I usually do in the morning is drink a cup of water, because that is going to rehydrate your skin immediately. And I'll do that like as I'm getting ready in the morning. And typically I do this routine in the morning and in the evening. I don't wash my face in the morning. I just use toner because your skin has spent the last 6 to 8 hours, depending on how much you sleep, kind of taking all of these nutrients and stuffing them into your skin. So I don't want to take away all of the work that my body did overnight. But sometimes if you're feeling really oily and greasy and you just want to have a nice, clean, fresh face, do it. Wash your face. If you feel like you really need to wash your face, do it. Because you know your body best, and that's what's most important. Like, don't do something just because somebody else said it. Like, if you say that this vitamin makes me hurt, I'm not going to take it, don't take it. Find an alternative. It works. Okay. So, the most important thing, sunblock. I cannot reiterate this enough. Always wear sunblock. If you do nothing else, literally nothing else, don't wash your face, don't use any products, wear sunblock every day. Every day. Because you can do so much damage to your skin without even knowing it. Always wear sunblock. So, I am going to put some of this on. I like this Centella Green Level Safe Sun because it dries matte, does not smell like sunblock, and it's $14. And it has lasted me many, many months, even though this small tube, because I'm not using it for my whole body, I'm just using it for this area. And it also looks very nice under makeup. So I take about a pea-size amount at a time and just work it into my skin. There's no necessarily right or wrong way to do skincare, but I mean, there are better and worse ways. But you should always, always, always wear sunblock. Male, female, everyone should do skincare. Everyone should wear sunblock every day, even if it's raining. Like I said, cannot reiterate it enough. Always wear sunblock. Alrighty, and that is my whole routine for daytime. At night, I don't wear sunblock. I wash my face every night. I typically like to end with clean hands as well, so I'm gonna go wash my hands before I put my jewelry back on. So I'll be right back. Okay, put my ring back on and my bracelet. And this just helps your jewelry stay a lot cleaner as well. Cleaning your own ring is kind of a pain, and you just don't want to have to do it all the time. And the easy solution is just to take it all off. Alrighty, so that's my whole routine. As mentioned earlier in the video, we will be doing a makeup tutorial for a very simple makeup, but if you want to take a look, my skin looks very dewy. It's not oily, it's not greasy, it's just very healthy. So just to give you a better visual, and this is how I keep my skin very nice. I also think about my diet. I tend to stay away from really heavily processed foods. Occasionally, you know, we all enjoy a nice little bit of junk food, so I do let myself eat junk food. But I notice that when I eat less healthy, or rather more heavily processed foods, I tend to have more acne and more trouble with my skin because your skin is trying to expel all of the things that it doesn't like in your body. So if you notice with your armpits have some of the most important sweat glands in your body, and it's one primary way to get rid of toxins that you've taken in. So if you have like a really heavy, unhealthy meal or you drink a lot the night before, your armpits are going to smell a lot worse because your skin is serving its primary function to clean your body. So what you eat will affect your skin. What you drink will affect your skin. If you have a lot of caffeine, you're going to dehydrate your skin. You're going to feel more sallow, more tight, and everything is going to be less vibrant. I also recommend using an exfoliant a couple times a week and a face mask at least once a week. I use a face mask from Mule, and then I used a couple different kinds of exfoliants, but I like the Boscia exfoliant. It's a little bit more expensive. It lasts a long time, but it's very good for gentle skin. And it just literally melts the dead skin off of you, and you have flecks of white. And it's really fascinatingly gross. I used it on my feet once, and that was an experience. But there's also a new one. I think it's the birthday gift actually at Ulta this year. So if you have a birthday and you want to try out this exfoliant, it's really good. It's as I grab it. It's a daily micro exfoliant, so you can use it literally every day. It's very gentle. It's from Dermalogica. And this sample will keep you going for a very long time. And like I said, it's free for the Ulta sample this year. So of the choices, I would definitely gravitate towards the skincare. You can always buy makeup that's going to work for you, but skincare, it's hard to find ways to test it. Because if you buy a whole bottle and it just doesn't work, you have no options. You have this whole bottle, and a lot of times you can't return some things. As a side note, if you do shop at Sephora, you can return any bottle within a certain number of days, even if you've used it. So if you want to test things that way, I typically don't, just because I shop from South Korea. So Mule is the product that I like to use. I order from Style Korea. They have an app. The only thing that I would say is that if you're going to order from them, they have an $80 minimum for free shipping. It's worth it to spend the $80 and just get all of the face masks that you need, all of your skincare, all of your sunblock. They even sell shampoo, conditioner, soaps, antibacterial products. It's a great website, but if you don't meet the $80 minimum, it's $20 shipping to the United States. So it's worth it to just get more products and just do it like once a year. And that's typically what I do. which is super fun and nice. Any questions? Anything I can help answer, clarify, recommendations?
I don't think so. This was very informative. Thank you so much, Amber. Yeah, if I have any questions, I'll definitely reach out to you and ask away.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much for attending. And as I said before, and as Riley said, any questions that you have about skincare, or if you are confused about what your skin type is, whether it's combination, oily, dry, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help. And there are a lot of resources online and at brick and mortar stores to help you figure that out. But it really is just listening to your body, listening to your skin, and just paying close attention. Like if you eat something and suddenly you break out, it's probably because of what you ate. If you don't drink enough water and you are feeling very sallow and like gaunt, it's because of that. So, fun tip. If you take your weight and then divide it by two, that's the number of ounces of water you should drink in one day, which for me is about 64 ounces, which is a gallon of water. So for my weight, I need to drink a gallon of water every day to have perfect maintenance of my body's hydration. And that's a lot of water. It's doable, but it's a lot of water. And it's hard to think about how much water you actually need to maintain all of your vital organs, including your skin. But if you make a goal to drink more water throughout the day, you'll find pretty immediate results with your skin. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for attending, and I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday.